up, right, Chuck?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And, but as I said, Amity writes this thing, it reads like a novel because, there's pathos and humanity and there's humor and, you see these characters, they all have their own arcs and, there's disaster and catastrophe and there's a lot more to it. It was in some ways hard to adapt the comics, but in other ways easier because there was a lot of visuals. Because you can't have 200 and some pages of people talking about how bad the economy is. but there were all these striking images built into the book, and it wasn't hard to pull even more out of there. Things like when Roosevelt would have discussions with his cabinet, I would set them a lot of times while he was swimming. Because it's interesting because they put a pool in for the guy, and he had polio, but he swam every day, and it made it makes for an interesting setting. But then there's all the great imagery from the Dust Bowl to strikes and things like that. And
now this
Paul, he's amazing. And he can draw hats. That was the most important thing. He can draw hats.
Yes. This is expected to come out on.
Well, it's supposed to be out
May 27th.
Right.
That's what Amazon said. I had to go look at that, and I couldn't find when the release date was.
But it's available for pre-order.
Huh?
You can pre-order it now.
Yes, that was the next thing I was going to say. You can pre-order it now. So let's take a really quick break, and then I want to talk prose because somebody has a prose novel out that's going to be appearing, at least on my doorstep, next Wednesday. And we'll discuss that in just a minute. This is Saturday Night Cigar Lounge. I'm Taylor. Katrina Jurgensen is here, as well as Chuck Dixon is here. And we will be right back after this.
We want to welcome Michael Moore to Occupy Wall Street.
How much of people's income do you, Michael Moore, want the government to confiscate?
Probably twice what we're paying right now.
It's not envy, it's war.
Where's the rage? Where's the uprising?
Storm the doors of the New York Stock Exchange.
It is a class war.
If the wealthy paid their fair share. For a documentary filmmaker, I do really well. I'm very blessed.
And the rich thought poverty was bad.
I do well.
They get rid of it.
What pure? There's nothing pure about capitalism.
And they know what's coming on Wall Street.
We're seeing the end of capitalism. And I say good riddance.
He is one of my favorite capitalists. Yeah, I want to give him a hug.
And that is Hugging More, which our good friends over at FTR Radio are putting out and producing. And so make sure you go to huggingmore.com to check out all the information there. And I can say our good friends, because not only are they on not only is the big show that would be Right War with Liz Harrison, but also that would be Katrina's show, which is World Class Hour, right?
That's correct. World Class Hour.
World Class Hour, which will hopefully be returning very soon now that you are no longer in the ICU.
Yeah, I'm back. So that means that we'll have actually an open mic show on Tuesday.
Woohoo!
So people are welcome to call in and discuss whatever the big stories are. We'll announce them earlier in the day. And you can call in and share your thoughts or ask me questions or whatever it is you want to do.
All right. So there you go. But Chuck Dixon is here as well. And Chuck, you've written a book?
Yeah, I'm a novelist.
You're a novelist now.
Yeah, I'm leaving all those tawdry comic books behind. I'm aiming right at literature.
You're aiming right at you. You're not the only person who does that. I mean, there are plenty of people who are who are doing both comics and literature.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's getting more competitive in the comic market, and you gotta put food on the table somehow.
That's true.
There's that whole spinning the wheel, hoping to get a deal somewhere too. So.
Yeah. The book is called Bad Times, Book 1, Cannibal Gold. Tell us a little bit about it without obviously spoiling too much.
Well, it's this high literary time travel story. They're a bunch of ex-Army Rangers travel back in time to 100,000 years in the past to prehistoric Nevada, where they face they're on a rescue mission to rescue a team of scientists, and they run into a lot of really nasty cannibals, as the title suggests. So it's just pulp adventure, kind of a 1970s men's sweat paperback kind of deal.
You said pulp and adventure, and I mean, I had already ordered it, but you sold me on it.
Yeah, it's just unapologetic, bloody action with lots of terrible language and cannibals. So
there are multiple reasons to buy it.
Yeah.
Now, where did you get the idea for? Was it just because you needed to put food on the table, or were there other reasons why you went the prose route?
Well, I've done a few short stories here and there. I mean, I'm a comic book writer. I never wanted to be a novelist or write a novel or write a screenplay. I just wanted to write comics, but there just wasn't enough work. I like to stay busy. I'm just naturally prolific, and Dynamite Entertainment offered me a chance to write some novels about the Navy SEALs. So I've written 5 of them, and so that kind of gave me the prose bug. And now I feel more comfortable in prose. The problem with prose is, in comics I'm up against like Stan Lee, Archie Goodwin. I'm up against, a half dozen really good writers in comics, but you write prose, you're up against, Jack London, Mark Twain, and it's intimidating. And then I just had to buckle down and go, I'm just writing pulp stuff, so I'm not trying to, win a Pulitzer here. I'm just trying to entertain people. So
I will say this, Fishy, Felicia Cravens in the chat room just said, "Scientists, the other white meat?" ?
Yeah, in this case, they don't fare so good. I don't know how they taste, but they don't fare so good.
How different was it, comic books to prose?
Well, I had to become somewhat of a wordsmith, because in comic scripting, the only descriptive prose you're writing is panel descriptions to an artist, which, obviously can be very loose and informal. And, but, you got to bring a little more oomph to it, to carry a reader through, 200 some pages. So, I kind of had to reach into that different part of my brain. I read a lot of novels, and I kind of had to tap into that. And then Larry Hama gave me some awesome advice. He said, just describe the pictures you see in your head. Don't worry about the words. So, on the first write-through, I'm just, telling the story. The second write-through, I go back and trim it up a little bit. So.
I am ecstatic that you have branched out into prose.
Well,
it's I think it's awesome.
I don't have to wait for an artist. That's a good thing.
Yeah. Now who's putting this out? Is this you on your own, or did you get a publisher involved in this?
This is just me. It's creator owned, and just me. I'm just doing it through Amazon, and that's it. And I've already written a sequel. It's at the editors now.
Well, that was going to be the next question, which was, you say book 1. When's book 2 coming out?
Probably January, late January.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I got the 3rd, 4th outlined, so I'm ready to go on them.
Do you find it? I know with comics, you have storyline after storyline after storyline. Is that kind of the same with prose novels?
Well, I'm writing a series, so yeah, the first one doesn't have so much continuity. There's a few loose ends, so I can continue it as a series. The second novel introduces more, comic book type, subplots that'll continue on, and to be wrapped up, and then others introduced. So yeah, I'm definitely writing it as serial fiction. So hook people at the beginning and hopefully keep them coming back the same way comics do. Because I'm just used to that. After long runs on books like Detective Comics and Robin and stuff like that, I'm used to sort of building stories that way.
Is that how you keep yourself focused? Is that you've done all these long runs before?
Yeah. It's you just sort of immerse yourself into it till in my head it seems real, and then I'm solving the problems of the story as I go along, and then I'm waking up in the morning thinking about it. Driving the kids somewhere thinking about it. So it just becomes part of you.
And of course that doesn't discount your the regular work the regular comic book work that you're doing.
yeah, my day job in comics. So yeah, I still keep my hand in there.
Yeah. Let's see. You're still doing G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe Special Missions. I'm doing some SpongeBob SquarePants stuff, and I'm doing. I just got a project that I can't talk about yet, but it's pretty big.
Good. Hopefully, it involves. This is just me personal. Although I would love to have you. I would love to have you doing stuff with Valiant because I'm really liking the stuff that they're doing. But I wouldn't mind you in the big two either.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
We parted ways, I think, for a long time. So.
And that's unfortunate, but I know there's background stuff, and, everybody's just kind of, said, hey, this is it, and moved on. But do you find that working in the indies, for lack of a better term, is more freeing than the big two?
Well, yes. It's always a matter of what editor you're working with. Everybody would say, well, what's the difference between Marvel and DC? Well, there's no difference. If I was working for Archie Goodwin at Marvel, he was the same guy at DC. It's all, who you're working with. And in the independents, they got their share of flakes, but, I pretty much made IDW my home, and they just got a solid staff of guys who get it and want to do quality work. And that's the hardest thing to find is people that want to do quality comics and understand how to get there. So that's the tough thing. But IDW, they're great. It's a bunch of it's companies run by grown-ups, and they don't care about personalities and politics.
That is a highly underrated trait. Run by grown-ups.
I think we can all agree. I think we can all agree on that.
I think it doesn't happen very often in Taylor or my line of work, but
Well, it's rare in comics. It's very rare.
But Chuck, is there anything else you want? You're certainly welcome to stay around. We're gonna get into political discussion if you're interested in that.
Yeah, I'll put my oar in the water on that.
All right. Anything else you want to plug writing wise before I forget?
No, you covered everything.
All right. So. Again, Bad Times, Book 1, Cannibal Gold. The link is posted in the chat room. You can order that. You can also go to your local comic shop and buy G.I. Joe Special Missions, or you can order the trade paperbacks. I refuse to call them graphic novels, only because I guess I'm old school.
They're big comic books.
Yeah. Yeah. Or order the collections on Amazon as well. Just look up Chuck Dixon, or you can always buy Dark Knight Rises because he gets a portion of the proceeds there too. Anything Bane oriented, you get, right? Yeah.
I got a little piece.
Always good to have that. So, actually, we're not going to take a break. We're just going to slide right into to politics and. Well, that would be one of the reasons why Katrina's on. I know a lot of people have really paid attention to the story on social media. Katrina the visa for Kai Push. Just still give us a reader's digest of kind of everything that you've